Board representation. Board representation is a control term which you can find in VC contracts. And if you remember the situation between a VC and an entrepreneur, the VC has seen the business plan, has done due diligence, however, he doesn't know everything. And especially, he wants to align his interests with those of the entrepreneur. So he wants to be close to the entrepreneurs and do value creation together with him. In order to do that, the VC wants some control information rights, and board representation is for sure one of these rights. And it gives basically the VC very, very good access to information because he sits in the board of directors in most cases, and he listens to everything which is being discussed in that board and takes part in the decisions and so on. In some cases, boards are really, really powerful and can decide many, many things for the company. So it is important to have someone there to be part in that board, to follow all the information, to be informed, and also to be able to influence some of the decisions. So if you look at typical boards at the very beginning, they might have like 5 members. This is kind of a very good rule of thumb, and in later stages it could be 7 to 9. Normally you put it in some kind of contract, and in most cases you at least have the founder on the board or the founders on the board. Maybe CEO and founder is also the same person, or CEO is also a founder. Then in many cases you have someone from external, or at least some other shareholder, and the VC wants to have board seats. And the board seats in general, at least to some extent, should represent the shares in the company. But in some cases VCs want some power, so this is why they at least have this 2 seats, which means 40% on the boards, which is also important for the voting rights. If you look then at the development of the company, and it goes into later stages, it could be up to 9 members, and then if there's a new VC round, for example, there's room for more capitalists on the board, or there's also room for other people, specialists on the board that can help the company to develop in a proper way. We were just discussing our board and of one of my companies, and we also think about expanding the board in order to have more people on that represent also some technological and business aspects in a better way in order to develop the company better. And this is also a way to build the board. However, in that situation, it's the VC, at least he wants his sort of power, so he at least wants the information and the control rights. And this is, again, very understandable. It's at the very end to prevent hidden actions. The VC is close to the entrepreneur. He sees his actions, so hidden intentions plus actions then, and that means interests are better aligned and a moral hazard is not taking place there. And if we talk about aligning of interest, it's also important to look at that from the entrepreneur's perspective, because the entrepreneur has also some interest, and if he wants that interest to be aligned, he should at least look at the potential board members, also from the VC side, because he wants people who add value. So for him, it also could be important to have a good VC, a very representative VC on board, like having a Michael Moritz on your board was always good in the new economy era, and this is probably still today. So this is also an important point from the perspective of the entrepreneur towards the theory, but also towards the board.